So I hope by starting to make this video, it'll I guess give you more energy to like want to make the Loki video, but I just keep restarting the video over and over and over again, but whatever. No excuses, that video is coming out soon. But for right now, I wanted to make a video about how I got 2 accounts, one above all, playing mainly Thor and Loki. One primarily solo queue, and the other account was playing with the DPS player. So to start out, I want to give my take on the AI bot system that is supposedly putting you guys against better players and putting you with worse teammates. Regardless if it's in the game or not, you can still climb. You can still get to the rank that you want to get to as long as you're playing games, playing confidently, and playing smart. And hopefully I can be the guiding light that'll show you guys that anyone can climb with any hero. You can rank up and compete with the best. And with that comes my first piece of advice, which is sometimes the hardest to hear, but just play the game. The absolute #1 reason I wanted to make a video like this is because I got a question asked in my stream like 20 times a stream, mainly from YouTube chat, but Jeremy, what do I do if I have bad teammates? How do I climb? And my answer will always be the exact same thing. Brother, if you've decided that you can't climb because of your teammates, then you're never gonna climb regardless. If that's the mentality you have, as you press the re-queue button, then you are just as much as the problem as somebody else then. I'm not saying you can't get frustrated. I'm not saying that people don't play badly. I'm not saying that you don't get bad teammates. All those things are true, and it's okay to get frustrated at a loss. It's okay to be annoyed at bullshit, but just realize the mental shift you have in your head and relax for 10 minutes. Don't look at these games as annoying or tilting. Just laugh at your bad teammates. Look at them and just point and laugh. Acknowledge that you aren't that dumb. You don't make a mistake like that. You don't make mistakes like that at all. Because what else can you do? You can say in game, yo teammates, watch out for this ability. They have Doctor Strange. Or, yo, be careful, they have Luna Snow available. But you can't mind control them. If nobody listens, then it is what it is. Just point and laugh. You lost a game, move on. You can win the next 2, and boom, you'll be up at LP again. And if you lose a bunch in a row, then stop playing, take a break. It's fine. You've been to the top before, you can get there again. A big rule of thumb is if you go into the next game and you lost the first 2 fights and you're already thinking to yourself, dude, seriously, another -22? Are you serious, man? Then bro, just stop playing. Your brain should not be focused on anything else but winning the game, but the enemy's abilities, the enemy's position. If you're at all thinking about the outcome or the scoreboard, the victory screen, the defeat screen, you've already lost. Just stop queuing, bro. Get your mind out of the gutter, wake up, and focus on the game. Because that's where the 30-30-40 rule comes from, and you can be a part of that 30-30 problem. You could literally be the reason why your team is just losing. So my next piece of big advice is gonna be patient. Especially on a hero like Thor, you're already putting yourself at risk from getting one-shot by anywhere and anything. You practically have no stall time. You have a small shield from your Storm Surge and from your Hammer Throw, and from your Awakening, I guess, but I don't really count that because you put yourself in a shield, but you also have no mobility, so Awakening's pretty dangerous. But either way, you do have stall, but it's not as big as like a Magneto Bubble, or a Magneto Shield, or a Doctor Strange Shield. So with that comes just being patient. Find your moments. I see a lot of players, especially on defense, they want to make some magic play happen, and it doesn't really make any sense to me. The logic in their head is, oh crap, my team is getting sniped constantly by Hela and Namor, and what can I do as Thor? Just kind of sit back, swing my hammer around, do nothing? No. Just sit behind walls, play patiently, hold the cart. That's a big point. You can sit on the cart and just sit behind the back side or the front side and manipulate line of sight so the enemies can't shoot you or see you, but you can still hold the cart down. And besides that, just sit there and wait for your awakening. You have nothing else to do. You're on defense. Don't jump in. Don't play aggressively. Don't divert the aimer's line of sight over to you unless you're kind of just in their face. Unless you're challenging them with awakening, because there's no point. You're not doing anything but wasting your Thor force. There's absolutely no reason to do anything besides just sitting there and wait for your awakening to be back up. A lot of players think about that and think it's awkward or really bad, but it's okay. You can just sit behind a wall and wait the 15 seconds for your awakening to be back up. It's the same concept behind a Strange. Stranges don't wait 15 seconds, but whenever their shield is broken, they have to wait for that cooldown to be back up. Or if they're just sitting there waiting for the shield to replenish, that's also a bit of a cooldown. No Strange player is ever playing super aggressively 24/7, just walking up in front of the enemy. And if it feels like that, that means they're playing around line of sight really well, as well as their shields. It's kind of like having a dash on a character versus having no dash. It's kind of like how some characters have a dash and some characters don't. On Punisher, you're not going to play the same way as you would as like a Psylocke or a Star-Lord. Same thing for Hela. You're not going to play the same way as Star-Lord might. But when you have those tools, you can play aggressively and also have your dash. You become a monster. That's when players can utilize their characters especially well and become Thanos. A Strange player might be utilizing the fact that he has a big shield that can stall 700 damage, and also he can use line of sight and stall a lot of damage that way too. And with that comes a really aggressive and offensive Strange. The same theory is on Thor. You wanted to sit behind walls, play patiently, and find your moments. You can be aggressive, but you can't always be aggressive. You can't always be on the offense. You can't always be pushing. So sit back, wait for your cooldowns, and understand that this is the best way to do the most amount of damage and put the most amount of pressure out. Another version of being patient comes with being offensive. A lot of players, I feel like, are always getting stricken by the idea that the enemy has their Luna Snow ultimate available, or the Loki runes, or Adam Warlock Soulbound. There's a lot of abilities in this game that just counter Thor ultimate, period. But in general, there's the ultimates from the enemy team that can tank your ultimate as well. If you're burning Thor ultimate for a Luna Snow, or a Cloak and Dagger, or an Invisible Woman, or any one of those ultimates, it's good. It's not bad. However, if you have no follow-up from a Psylocke, or a Star-Lord, or a Doctor Strange, any other teammate having their ultimate available, then what you did was kind of worthless. My point in saying that is just have a plan. You can get one-shots off with Thor's ultimate. If Bucky Barnes puts the execute mark on somebody, preferably 275 HP or below, your Thor ultimate will kill them. Even if they're inside the ultimate from Luna Snow, Invisible Woman, Cloak and Dagger, even if they're inside the support ultimate, it'll still kill them. Same thing with Luna Snow damage boost, and same thing with Rocket Raccoon ultimate amplifier. All those abilities will allow Thor to kill the supports or DPS characters inside the Luna Snow ultimate when he hits the ground. So use that information. Do you see Magneto players just kind of sitting there popping their ultimate for no reason? No. They save it for a Punisher, they save it for a Luna Snow, a Cloak and Dagger, an Inviswoman. They save it for all of the abilities to be down. That's what you should be doing, just the exact same way. You can be selfish, you can one-shot supports as long as they don't have their ultimates up, so just be patient, wait for those moments. Don't just use your ultimate, have it get countered by Loki clones, Loki runes, a teleport, just some dumb bullshit, and just sit there and say to yourself, well, I mean, Thor ultimate should go through shield, so this guy sucks. No, you can play better, and you have to play better. That's what's gonna make you climb from eternity to one above all. Obviously, that's a very big stretch, but that's the biggest point there. To rank up, you have to beat somebody else out of their rank. In the lower ranks, everyone can share their own rank, but if you want to be the best and you want to climb, you have to be willing to beat your opponent at his own game. And sometimes the surprise factor is the best way to win. Nobody ever expects the Thor ultimate, at least not yet. So by communicating with your team and saying, yo, damage boost whenever you're in the ultimate, hey, it can turn the tides. But regardless, my biggest point to that is just have a plan. As long as you have a reason for using your Thor ultimate, there's no reason that it should ever be bad. I'm gonna use it here to get the Luna Snow ultimate. Nice. Now my Star-Lord can go crazy. Or nice. Now my Strange can go crazy. Or, okay, I'm gonna use my ultimate after their ultimates are down and then get a kill. Boom. Change the game. Regardless, just have a plan. My next piece of advice to kind of bounce off each other, it's don't be a hero, and sometimes you gotta be the hero. This goes from the defense point of view, where a lot of players, I feel like they just want to make their own plays 24/7. They want to be the main character. They want to get it done by themselves, especially on Thor. But in reality, if they have a Venom, if they have a Hulk, if they have a Magic, if they have characters that are in the backline, tearing it up, going crazy, sometimes you have to just sit in the backline and peel. Get the tanks off your supports, do damage to them, make sure they're okay so they can heal, and that's your job for the game. If you're on defense, there should be really no other reason you have a problem playing that way. You're just playing defensively. You're playing from a reactive point of view. On defense, it works out incredibly well, where if you have a Hulk diving in and you're peeling, the Magneto that you have on your team can play aggressively, shield off the heals, or just shoot his primary attack across the map and one-shot the supports. I've seen it happen a lot where the enemy supports are trying to heal their divers and they have to play up a little bit too aggressive, and by doing that, my mag can walk forward, take advantage of the fact that they have nobody in front of him, and kill the supports. All while I'm just peeling the Hulk in the backline, either awakening shotting him or pushing him around so he can't hit my supports. Either way, I'm focusing on one thing while he's doing the other, but we're not doing the exact same thing, and that's usually how you're gonna win games. Two tanks should never be doing the exact same thing as each other in my opinion, but a DPS and a tank? Sure, why not? And sometimes to kill that Venom or to kill that Hulk, you do need some extra damage from your DPS, but sometimes all you need is a Thor. So yeah, just don't be afraid to sit back, help your team out, and be that guy that is honestly just the quote-unquote bitch of the team. Because somebody has to be the bitch of the team. It is what it is. Somebody has to. And hey, if you get the win, why does it matter? You got the goddamn win, bro. And along with that is sometimes you gotta be the hero. On offense especially, if plays aren't happening and you're not finding yourself getting a lot of final hits, then make shit happen. Go crazy. Have pressure. Be that guy in the front line. Most times, you really do need both tanks, both DPS players to play on their A game sometimes. And if you're sitting back and they have a Hela or a Namor or a Moon Knight causing chaos, and you're not in that backline popping off, at least diverting their attention, you're doing something wrong, bro. That doesn't mean if they have a Moon Knight and you're on defense, jump in the entire backline and try to go for a crazy play. That just means if you're on offense, if you're on domination, play aggressively. Look for those characters. Aim them more than you would somebody else. Don't just sit there and hit the Groot the entire time. Oh, Groot's in front of my face? Okay, Awakening. He's the biggest target to hit. I can hit all my shots on him. No, swerve around them. Go for the supports or go for the duelists. Thor is a menace. He's a character that whenever you're diving in, you want the enemy to say, what the fuck is he doing? Why is he doing that? How is he going for this play? How is that legal? These are all the words you want to hear from the enemy team while you're going in. I know that because whenever they have a Venom doing the exact same thing, I'm saying to my team, how is this working? What's going on? Is this legal? And if you watch my KG video, it was the exact same reaction. What is this monkey doing? How is he playing so aggressively? That's what you can make the enemy say constantly if you're comfortable on Thor, because you know your limits. You know you can play aggressively, you know when you can't, and you know how you can get out of situations that are really sticky. That's the definition of being the carry. That's the definition of being the IGL. You're making plays happen. You have a plan constantly, and you're not just walking around ever with your head cut off like a chicken. You're always doing something. Whether you're hitting an enemy or getting to a spot where you can't hit the enemy, you're always doing something. Lastly, just take care of yourself, guys. Legit. This is a game. We're playing a game. And if there really is a system where you're just being put into a freaking, they have higher win rate and you have lower win rate, then yeah, it's gonna be a grind. It's gonna be stressful. It's gonna be annoying, but look at it in a way that you can climb. Don't look at it in ways where you're just gonna put yourself into a craze spiral. If you say to yourself, oh, well, the system's out to get me, all they want me to do is lose, then all you're gonna do is sit there and lose. You can't just have that reaction to every time you get a bad game. You gotta stick it out, you gotta grind. Sometimes you gotta say to yourself, I did this wrong, I should have done this, or I could have done this better. Because at the end of the day, that's how you're gonna grow. That's how you're gonna get better. That's how you're gonna see progress. So treat this ranked mode as a normal sport. Warm up. Eat some food, get good sleep. Don't just play mindlessly 24/7 because you're bored. Don't listen to what anybody says. It's solo queue. Anyone can climb to the very top playing any character. There's literally a Mr. Fantastic player named Eatin' Pizza who plays Iron Fist and Fantastic, and he's in top 20, top 30 consistently. As long as you play the games, you learn what your character does, you learn the ins and the outs, and how to take advantage of these small solo queue wins and the enemy team's mental, you will climb. You will see growth. Stop holding yourself back with bullshit excuses that don't exist, and if they do exist, then who cares? If the game is out to get you, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? Answer that question to yourself. If nothing, stop complaining. If something, then go do it. Grind. Either way, boys, you guys got this shit. Hopefully I can be the guiding light that can show you guys anyone can do anything on any character. Just grind, just grind, just grind. Make sure to follow my Twitter and my Twitch. I'll be posting consistently any updates that go on, and I'm streaming almost every single day. So stop by, come watch some beastie Thor gameplay, some beastie Venom gameplay. Just no Magneto or Strange. No Mag or no Strange ever. Ugh. But yeah, peace out, boys. Have a good one. Peace, peace, peace.